Welcome back to our YouTube channel Middleware Techie. Today we'll look into the most important part of our integration suite, which is pallet items. In SAP Cloud Integration, we use different tools called pallet items to connect systems and handle the data. You can see in the screenshot, the highlighted part is known as pallet items. Let's go to the integration suite and go through each one of them. So the very first pallet item is copy. It duplicates the selected item in the integration process. For example, if you have a receiver configured and you want to create an identical receiver without configuring it again, then you can use this copy. Next one is paste. It inserts the copied item at the desired location in the integration process. After copying a receiver, you paste it into different steps in your integration process using this paste pallet item. Next is this participant. Participant content, receiver and sender. Receiver defines where the message is sent to. It may help in sending an order message to an external system. Sender defines the source from which the message is received. It may help in receiving purchase order from an online store. Next pallet item is processes or the process. Process includes exceptions of process, integration process, and local integration process. Exceptions of process handles exception within the process. If an error occurs during order processing, an exception subprocess can handle it. Integration process represents the main flow of integration. The entire process of order processing from receiving to sending may contain integration process. Local integration process it is a reusable subprocess within an exception subprocess. Local integration process is a reusable subprocess within an integration process. A subprocess that handles customer validation used in multiple integration processes, and with the use of local integration process we can achieve the task. Next is event. Event contains certain events listed below. End event makes end of the process. Example, the completion of an order processing workflow. Next, end message. It sends a message when the process ends. For example, notifying the system that an order has been processed. Next is error end event. It marks the end of process with an error. It may help in ending the process if an order validation fails. Next is error start event. It begins a process in response to an error. It may help in starting error handling if an order processing fails. Next is escalation end event. It ends the process and escalates the issue. It may help in ending process and alerting a supervisor if an order processing fails. Next is start event. It marks the beginning of a process. It may help in starting the order processing when a new order is received. Next is start message. It starts a process when a message is received. It may help in starting the integration process when an order message is received. Next is terminate message. It ends all active processes immediately. It may help in terminating all ongoing order processes due to a critical error. Next is timer. A timer is used to trigger processes at specific intervals or times. This is particularly useful for scheduling tasks that need to run periodically without manual intervention. Let's go to the next one. So this arrow represents connecting. So it basically used to connect one system to another system or one pallet item to another pallet item. Next one is delete. Delete is used to delete any of the pallet item from the integration process. Next is mapping. Mapping pallet items contains ID mapping, message mapping, operation mapping, and XSLT mapping. ID mapping maps identifiers from one system to another. It may help in mapping customer IDs from one system to another. Next is message mapping. It transforms the structure of messages. It may help in changing the format of an order message to match the receiver's requirement. Next is operation mapping. It defines how operations are mapped between systems. It may help in mapping the create order operation in one system to the corresponding operation in another system. XSLT mapping transforms XML message using XSLT. It may help in converting an order XML format using an XSLT style sheet. Next palette item is transformation. It includes content modifier. It basically modifies message content. It may help in adding a timestamp to an order message. Next is converter. Converter converts messages from one format to another. It includes many converters. CSV to XML converter converts CSV order data to XML format. EDI to XML converter converts EDI message to XML format. JSON to XML converter converts JSON order data to XML format. XML to CSV converter converts XML messages to CSV format. XML to EDI converter converts XML messages to EDI format. EDI basically stands for Electronic Data Interchange. XML to JSON converter converts XML messages to JSON format. Next is decoder. Decoder, as per the name suggests, it decodes encoded messages. It contains base64 decoder which decodes a base64 encoded string. gzip decompression, it decompresses gzip compressed data. MIME multipart decoder, it decodes MIME multipart messages. Zip decompression decompresses zip files. Next is EDI extractor. EDI extractor basically extracts data from various EDI messages. Next is encoder. Encoder basically encodes messages. For example, it may help in encoding messages in base64 before sending, and it contains all the encoders which are present in decode section as well. Next is filter. It filters messages based on conditions. It may help in processing orders above certain value. Next is message digest. It generates a hash for a particular message. It may help in creating checksum for message verification. Next is script. It executes custom scripts for processing messages. It includes Groovy script and JavaScript. Groovy script and JavaScript both are languages, which helps in custom scripts in Groovy and JavaScript to manipulate order data. Next is XML modifier. It modifies XML messages. It may help in changing value of an XML element in an order message. Next palette item is call. External call interacts with external systems or services. It contains content enricher, which enriches message content by calling an external service. Next one is poll enrich. It polls an external source for additional data. Request reply sends a request to an external system and waits for a response. Send basically send messages to an external system. Next is local call. Local call interacts with local processes. It includes idempotent process call, looping process call, and process call. Idempotent process call ensures a process call is idempotent. Looping process call repeats a process call in a loop, and process call calls another process within the local integration process. Next palette item is routing. It contains aggregator. Aggregator aggregates multiple messages into one message. It may help in combining multiple order items into a single order message. Next is gather. Gather gathers messages from different sources. It may help in collecting order confirmation from multiple suppliers. Next is join. Join basically joins multiple messages based on a condition. It may help in merging order and shipping information based on order ID. Next is multicast. Multicast sends messages to multiple recipients. Multicast includes parallel multicast and sequential multicast. Parallel multicast sends messages to recipients simultaneously, while sequential multicast sends messages to recipient one after the another. Next is router. A router routes messages based on conditions. It may help in routing orders to different warehouses based on location. Next is splitter. Splitter splits messages into smaller parts. It includes EDI splitter, which splits EDI messages into individual transactions, general splitters, which splits a large messages into smaller messages, IDOC splitter, it splits IDOC messages into various segments. Iterating splitter splits messages iteratively based on criteria. PKCS7 CMS splitter, it splits PKCS7 CMS messages. TAR splitter splits TAR files into individual files, and zip splitter splits zip files into individual files. The next palette item is security. It includes decryptor. Decryptor decrypts encrypted messages. It includes PGP decryptor and PKCS7 decryptor. So PGP decryptor decrypts PGP encrypted messages only, and PKCS7 decryptor decrypts PKCS7 encrypted messages only. Next, it includes encryptor. Encryptor basically used to encrypt data or messages. It includes PGP encryptor and PKCS7 encryptor. Again, PGP encryptor encrypts messages using PGP, and PKCS7 encryptor encrypts messages using PKCS7. Next is signer. Signer signs messages. It includes PKCS7 signer, which signs messages using PKCS7 format. Simple signer signs messages using simple signing method. XML digital signer signs XML messages. Next is verifier. Verifier, as per the name suggests, verifies message signatures. It includes PKCS7 signature verifier and XML signature verifier. So the PKCS7 signature verifier verifies PKCS7 signatures only, and XML signature verifier verifies XML digital signatures only. Next one is persistence. Persistence includes data store operations. So data store operations manages data storage. It contains delete, get, select, and write. Delete basically deletes data from the data store. Get retrieves data from the data store. Select operation selects specific data from the data store. Write basically writes data to the data store. Next is persist. Persist is used to persist data for later use, and write variable is used to write variables to the data store. Next palette item is validator. Validator includes EDI validator and XML validator. EDI validator validates EDI messages. It may help in ensuring an EDI order messages meets required standards. XML validator validates XML messages. It may help in ensuring an XML order message is well formed and schema compliant. Next, you can see here is this palette item called run simulation. It is used to run the simulation. And next one is clear simulation. It is used to clear our simulation. So what is simulation? Simulation is basically the process in integration flow. Whatever the process we use, we can see the output of that process in integration process itself. I will just show you one example. Let's take one content modifier. We will look about all the palette items in our next lectures. So stay tuned for that. Suppose in content modifier, I am just pasting one message. Hi there. And now we'll add here simulations. This one is simulation start point. I will add it here. And this one is simulation endpoint. I will add it here. I will deploy the integration flow. And now when I click on this run simulation button, our simulation will get started. The simulation completed successfully. You can see the envelope-like structure created here. This basically represents flow of the data. In the first envelope, we can see the body is empty. And in the second envelope, we can see here hi there message, which we put in our content modifier. So we can see through simulation, we can check how data is flowing. So through the simulation, we can check how our data is flowing. So this is all about palette items. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you.